therefore I must be 100 with you and tell you really what it was.
Just got real.
Oh, hello everyone and welcome to Sweet Truth. Today we've got two guests. We've got Hailea and Emma. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today, both of you?
Good, a little cold. I mean, it's boiling.
I know.
Lovely temperature.
We're in the Palm Springs.
Yeah. I think we're feeling the winter cold at the moment, aren't we? But we're here to talk today about independent brands. So, shall we start first, Hailea? Introduce yourself. What are you about? And why are you here? Why
This is my home. This is where I live. It's my crib. Don't know. I sell vintage clothes on the internet.
Right. And your brand is?
Dirty Disco.
Which is based
Here.
right here. So for those of you who don't know, and if you ever see us looking off camera and laughing or something, it's probably because we're talking to you.
Yeah, probably.
So we've
Really
got Hailea
bad.
on today because she can't shut up behind the camera basically.
And then you put me in front and I can't can't get a single word out.
But we'll see today anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dirty Disco sells vintage clothes.
Yeah, everything's vintage.
Fab.
Apart from tote bags. That's
Oh, okay. Well, we'll come back to that in a sec anyway. Emma, let's talk about you.
Let's not.
Okay. So, what do you do? Who are you?
I run a pottery brand called Pot Your Tits Away, Love.
You sounded so professional then.
I know.
Thank you, I am. No, I'm not. I'm like the least professional person in the world.
So, what do you sell?
So the majority of the stuff that I sell is tit pots. Sometimes I do willies. Sometimes I do bellies. It just depends.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. It kind of just grew organically, and now I've ended up doing it as a full-time job.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but it seems to be working quite
good.
well.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how these started out then. Do you want to start? So, how did you actually come up with the idea?
Me.
Yeah, to do this.
I was with someone who was doing a ceramics course, and I was like, oh, I really want to do that. So they had said, why don't we get you some air drying clay and you can try out some stuff. So I did, and then I made some Christmas presents, and as a joke they had said I would like your boobs on a pot. So I just made it, and then someone saw it and wanted one of themselves.
Oh my God.
So then the ball just started rolling, and then I just started making like pre-made ones that are like a variety of different shapes and sizes.
I don't know if you do this as much now, but you did make them to order, didn't you?
Yeah, so I started off doing commissions. So people would like send me their photographs, and I would make their breasts on the pot. I still do it, I just don't do it
One
right
thing
now.
I've always wanted to know is how many pairs of tits have you seen then?
Oh, well, I've been doing this for
There was
full time since last October, so over a year. I have no idea.
Don't care.
Is it that many? I'm guessing it must be because you.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know how many pots I've actually made. I get asked that all the time, and I'm like,
Wow.
why do you want to know that? Ballpark, maybe 250 pairs.
Wow.
Which is so weird because I went from having seen like my mum's, my gran's, and my best friends, and now I've seen like everyone's under the sun.
So normal.
Yeah. And it's amazing how people get so hung up on what their boobs look like, and then you see so many and you're like, pretty much just all the same. They all just
all
blur
that.
into one eventually.
Yeah.
A lump with a nipple.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sometimes no nipple.
Yeah.
Sometimes no lump. You know?
Just
It is funny when you boil it down to that, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. I think my whole like outlook on life has kind of changed. It sounds very dramatic, but when it comes to like what I look like and how I present myself, I think I used to get so hung up on like looking a certain way or like not having that bit of me like in a photograph or whatever. But now I'm just like, oh, who cares?
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Something that, yeah, very quirky. I love that though. And yeah,
That was
like
my
getting in touch.
ultimate goal is
Yeah.
to be as unquirky as possible.
I get told I'm quirky all the
Really?
time as well, and I'm like, and then once I did an interview and I said that I was quirky, and I was like, this is everyone that's ever told me fault for making me feel very uncomfortable and only knowing the word quirky to explain. Like, for fuck's sake.
What was that for?
BBC, like,
Oh, and it was a big one. It wasn't just like one.
describe yourself. Quirky.
What would you like to be called?
No. Normal.
Northern. Scottish, no. I don't know.
Yeah, you're northern too.
Not quirky.
What's the problem with the word quirky?
I think it just incites, like...
Do you know what it makes me think of? Go on.
No, I don't even know. I don't even
It
know
makes
why I
me
have
think
such
of like
problem with
art
it.
teacher. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It's kind of Etsy seller.
yeah,
No offense to anyone that sells on Etsy.
yeah.
You're all great.
But there's an image, isn't there?
Yeah, something
40-year-old
springs to
woman.
mind.
Right, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I
She's
don't
wearing
mean that.
all wool.
Yeah, no,
No, sorry.
we're having a go at Paris now.
Do you know what, guys?
dare
It's
you
cancelled.
use that
Let's
word.
just go. I'm just gonna.
Wearing all
Yeah,
wool.
that's so cool.
What do you mean?
Right, let's carry on.
I'm sorry, Paris.
No quirks, none of that.
No.
We've
Very
cleared that
normal.
up. Let's talk about your non-quirky brands, Hailey.
Great.
So how did you start off with Dirty Disco?
Oh, mate, how long have you got? I did fashion at uni.
Right.
I went to uni.
Yeah.
And then, so I went to uni in London.
Did you?
It's
I
expensive.
don't know any of this stuff.
I know. Oh, it's well expensive, isn't it? Like living down there. I wanted to stay there and get a proper job, but like, I'm fussy about where I'd want to work because I don't want to work for someone. I don't want to design. No offense to anyone that does this, but I personally don't want to design t-shirts at ASOS or any other big brand and only be designing t-shirts 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, like just looking at different types of jersey. It's just not on my, that's not what I
Not
went
on
to.
your
Not
agenda.
what I was.
No. Yeah.
I wanted to do like, don't know, sick shit, like go to Chanel or something. But I don't speak French, so, and you have to speak French. So
I never knew that.
yeah. So then I moved up north again. I moved to Manchester and I worked in a bridal shop for a year. I was like, this is awful. So I started selling stuff on eBay and then,
Wait, you were designing wedding dresses?
no, just in the shop.
Oh.
Birketec's Bride went under. They were horrible.
That's
really
like a big
horrible.
name. Okay.
So yeah, I did that and then was selling on eBay on the side and then it got bigger.
Yeah. What clothes were you selling on eBay then? Where were you getting these from?
So I got, my grandma is like big gal, she's up for it. So she lent me like £800 to get some stock from a wholesaler. So I did that. And then on top of that, I just like spent 100 quid there, here and there at like charity shops. You know,
Yeah.
just picking stuff
Just
up.
hunting, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So then it just, after eBay, what happened there then?
And then ASOS messaged me and were like, hi gal, what's up?
Oh.
Your stuff's sick. And I was like, yeah, no.
Glad you noticed.
Thanks. Do you want to come on ASOS? And I was like, yeah. And then like 4 months passed and I was like, oh, I probably should, get back to him. So I got back to him and then went on and then I actually made way more money than I'd made on eBay. So it was good.
Oh
Went
my
out.
God.
And then carried on. And then now I've got like a website and do bits on Depop and, bit of everything. Hustling.
It's come so far as well. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is an understatement for me to say, but I feel like it happened so quickly. Maybe that's just me being an outsider. But I remember like speaking to Emma about it and how like you were out in the Northern Quarter just getting some like pictures of like clothes. And now you've got this studio, now you're really doing it. And we were talking the other day and you said like you're shooting nearly every day now as well.
I know, I think I underestimate how much I do Because I think you just do, don't you? Just like
Never do
take
enough.
you take it for granted, and you're like, I don't know. You see other people on Instagram or something, they'll have grown a brand within like a week, and they'll be making like 20 million or something. I'm like, I'm just out here, you know, in my little studio trying. But yeah, I think it's gone quite fast. I
It's
think.
done really well, I think, definitely.
And it's organic, and those are the things that last, you know. If you grow something really quickly, then a lot of the time it just burns out, and you're left feeling like, oh, what even happened there?
I've watched so many people like come and go.
Yeah.
I think
Because it's such a saturated field as well.
so saturated, and then they don't have their own point of view as well. I think that's something that you need to have.
Yeah, you need to have a strong vision about who you are and what you want to sell, and not just give in to trends.
There's so many items of clothing in the world.
Yeah.
I think it's unnecessary to have as much as we do if there's no point to it. Or
Well, yeah, I
guess.
agree.
Do you find it hard with competitors? Like, starting out, both of you, did you ever feel like, oh, but there's so many people who are doing this or that? Or did you feel conscious that you had to, I don't know, move away from what other people were doing?
you go first.
I think just because it took me by surprise, that I wasn't even thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
it just happened, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to continue on that path of what I was doing. And I haven't really seen anyone else doing what I do, like customized pots. And that is quite quirky. We're quite out there. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to continue doing this and then see what happens. And yeah, now it's like 2 years down the line, and I'm still just like, oh, God.
What about you,
It's 2
Hailea?
years. What was the question again? Sorry.
So, like, how did you feel about competitors starting out? Did you ever feel like, oh my God, like maybe I shouldn't do this because there's so many other people who are doing this? Or
I think for me, because it wasn't really like starting a brand. It was, I don't want a real job. And this is my only option. So I've got no option but to make it successful.
Sink or swim.
Yeah. So I think, obviously you do think about competitors, and you do think, oh, this person's doing this, or like, this is a thing, or this trend's happening, or whatever. But otherwise, I'm just like, well, can I pay my rent? And like, is this what I want to do? And if it's not, then let's not do that. That's like focusing on yourself more than focusing on what's going on.
How long have you been doing it for?
I don't know what the actual start date is. I think like 2 years properly.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years properly. I try and forget. And then like eBay and all that a bit longer. But I think everyone does a bit of that, don't they? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
were you
yeah.
still part-time working then? Because you said you were selling things on eBay whilst you were working. Did you still part-time work when you properly dedicated yourself to the whole Dirty Disco idea?
So Grandma again, big up Grandma, R.I.P. actually died whilst I was living in the house.
Really?
That's such a long story. I just like. Do you want me to go into
Such
it?
a joyous laugh. For something so sad.
Because she's sick. Like, I don't even feel like she's... Oh my God, this sounds like a counselling session. But
No.
I think because I talk about her so often, it doesn't really feel like she's dead. It just feels like
Yeah.
she's just like hanging out, you know, like on a big holiday.
And because she helped you start this, like, it's almost like her legacy lives
Yeah.
on. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
She is
Oh my God,
the
isn't that
Dirty
peaceful?
Disco.
That's so cute. And she was like hilarious. She's well funny. Like one of the funniest people I've ever met in my whole life.
Amazing.
So I got to live with her for like a year and a half, which was grueling.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
do not live with an old person.
If you can avoid it.
And then, but she was sick because she'd come up like, so she had a bungalow and I'd live in her attic and work in my attic. So it was like this tiny little space where I took all the photos and everything. And then it was like a dormer bungalow. So it was like, what are they called? Them Stenna stair lifts. Shout out Stenna. She'd come up with like a broom and go, do you want me to take your post now? But I could hear her come in, so she'd be going, eh. And then, yeah, she'd come up and then I'd have to, like, because she was on Slimming World, I'd have to hide the biscuits because I had my secret biscuits upstairs. So I knew, like, when I heard the noise, I was like, biscuits away, the tea's coming. Make sure I look like I'm working.
What, she used to, like, go to the post office for you?
Yeah, like...
Oh, my God.
I know, and my mates at the post office were sick. Like, they were well nice. And,
where was this you were doing it?
Clare and Limors in Accrington, like...
Okay, not that far from here.
No, not that far.
Okay.
Yeah, it was well good. It was like, it was horrible. It was like, not horrible, but...
It was intense.
Intense. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd recommend everyone to, like, go down that route. But, you know, it was good. I got to hang out with my grandma, like, before she died, which is really cool. Like,
and it's nice that you had, like, someone that supported you so much and
exactly.
believed in you
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
let you kind of, like, live out your dream while she
Yeah.
kind of did the
And she
holding it
loved it.
together.
Exactly.
Yeah, she'd be like, what can I do for you today? What? Like, because otherwise she'd
just be sat watching the telly, probably.
Yeah, watching The Chase. Like, she was just on her
Oh God, not the chase. Not the chase.
My nan
Anything
and
but the
granddad
chase.
love the chase.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. And then when I first moved in, I think she wanted to be cool. So she watched BBC Ibiza Live. I heard this like banging music downstairs, like, what the hell is going on? Thought she'd fallen asleep with the TV on. Came down and she's like in her, in her chair going, oh, it's good this, isn't it?
Was she trying to be cool for you?
I think so.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Like, this isn't the music I listen to, but yes,
It's amazing, yeah.
yes, Gran, up for it.
When she passed away, was it even a choice? Like, was it always a this disco has to carry on now? Did that almost push you to
I don't
think?
really have much of a choice. Like, I think people were like, oh, do you want to have time off? You know, like, whilst she's... Because I was still living in a house, like, after she died, which is kind of weird, isn't it? But... And they're like, do you want to have time off to, like, get over it and stuff? But I guess... I've not really thought about it much, but I guess I was like, oh, well... Gran would be really pissed off at me if I didn't like carry on. She'd be having a go at me going, get yourself together. Like,
I love
the
that
grave.
voice.
there's people waiting for the for the parcels or whatever, so you can't.
Yeah, and I think there's like a sense of normality of just like getting on with it, and like life does go on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You just have to do it.
Exactly. And like, she had a good life, so it's fine. Like, it's not like she was poorly, so... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's what
definitely.
happens though with an independent brand. Like, it's not like you can be like, oh, I'm just going to take my time off and I'll have this sick pay. Like, that is not what happens at all.
Not at all.
Explain how does it feel like when you're actually sick and things like that? Because ultimately, the way I feel about it anyway, when I think about it, do you even get a day off, really?
I never have a day off.
Or is it hard to plan ahead? Do you really have to plan ahead if you are looking
I think
for a day off?
you're more healthy with how you work than I am.
I'm just really lazy.
How do you work?
Whenever I want. Most of the time I'm just like, I'll have little goals in mind, but not really anything major. Mm-hmm. And then if someone's like, I'm coming to Leeds this day, or do you want to come and do this? Then I'm like, I am in a situation where I'm able to take the time. Like, I might not be able to do that this time next year because this might have all just like crumbled at my feet, and I might be going back to what I used to do, which was working in a shop. And I used to work 39 hours a week and would have 2 days off, and like, you know, they would be kind of dedicated to doing my housework or the stuff that I needed to do for just like general life things. So like having the freedom to be able to just like take time off whenever you want, that's like the main thing that pushes me to do well in what I'm doing.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm really bad.
Are you like a workaholic?
I probably do like over 100 hours a week.
What?
And I feel really guilty.
You need to come to Leeds. I'll show you the way.
I feel really guilty if I have a day off. So like earlier I was panicking because tomorrow I've got plans as well, and I've had loads of plans this week outside of work. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to
cope?
Yeah. I think because yours is like you set your work, don't you? Mm-hmm. So you say, I'm going to release now or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas I've just got people going, when's my parcel coming? So I don't have the same sort of freedom.
It's a different thing as well, isn't it? Because I do the work and then, well, I guess it is the same. Sometimes I don't do the work. If I do commissions, I'll take the money first and then I'll do the work.
Yeah.
So that stresses me out more. That's when I go into like workaholic mode and I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
Which is what I always, like, so that's the way that I always work, is take money and then I send it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Whereas, I do a lot of my work, then put them up for sale, then they sell, and then I like post them out to them. So like most of my job is done by the time the money's come into the bank. So I think if it was the other way around, I would be more stressed. And I kind of know now that if I put a certain amount up, they will sell. Whereas you're maybe
so fast.
too fast almost.
How do you know that though? When do you actually get to a point like that of confidence where you know, actually I'll be able to pay my bills definitely this month, next month, and for like the next whole year?
There's like a part of me that's like, oh God, everyone's going to have forgotten about me. Nobody cares. No one wants them anymore. You're dead to everyone. And then I like put them up and they sell it within 5 minutes and I'm like, oh, everything's fine. No worries.
Is it like the 10 minutes before you put them up that you
I'm like really sweaty and just like, oh no. What if everyone hates me now? I've taken too long. I'm not posted for 2 days. Like, it's all over. It's gone. Because that's what we're led to believe. If it's not fast, if it's not happening all the time, if you're not updating people, then you're just out, you're gone. That's not what it's like.
That is true.
So, yeah, I do have a mild panic every time. And then they sell out within 5 minutes and I'm like, all right, on to the next lot.
Do you think it's hard to compete with like fast fashion and things like that? Because obviously I know when I'm ordering things online, I'm like, if it's not next day delivery, then I don't want it.
I think that's
so
where
do you think that's where it is, isn't it?
Because I'm mostly sell on ASOS, I think people have that expectation. Like, they have the same expectation as ASOS. So we're expected to have like free delivery. You're expected to post it instantly. If someone has a question, you're expected to know it straight away. Like everything, like everyone just wants everything now, and like it doesn't matter if you're a big brand or a small brand, they still expect you to have that same mental standard.
There's a level of expectation.
Have you figured out like business hours then for yourselves? Or, because obviously you say you work over 100 hours, so is there a time where you're like, no, switch off, even if you send me a message at 10 o'clock at night, I'm not going to get back to it until maybe 9 o'clock in the morning? Is it ever like that?
I try and reply if I'm... So I've set, like, customer service hours for when everyone's around. So, like, I think it's 8 till 6 or something. Because that's when we're normally in the studio. But if it's 10 o'clock and I know the answer, I'll just reply, because it's easier, isn't it, than trying to remember, oh, did I reply to that or did I not reply to that? Or, but then sometimes people will send... like some customers.
Oh no, I know what you're gonna say.
Will send and like 3 or 4 emails to 2 of the different email addresses. Will send me messages on different platforms. Someone tried to FaceTime me through Instagram. And there's more than one of us signed into that account. Like, I think there's 4 of us signed into that account. So it went to everyone's phone and it tried to FaceTime all 4 of us.
Conference call.
We're like, what the hell? Like, just because we didn't reply within.
Oh my God.
What were they asking? What was so important?
So they wanted a refund for a pair of trousers that were... So the refund period is 14 days, which is standard. For online purchase, and I think it was like 6 weeks after they'd been sent, and we'd already said, I'm sorry, but it's outside, so we can give you an exchange or something, but we can't give you a refund. Like, you're gonna have to swap it for something. And they just
wouldn't take it.
No.
Did you give them what they wanted?
No.
Good.
Yeah, hold your own. You've got to.
You can't do it for one person, not do it for everyone else. That's
exactly.
not fair, is it? If everyone else goes, oh my God, need to get to the post office, send this back because it's running out, and then this person just goes, oh, I'll FaceTime them, and then they'll finally give up. That's not fair, is it? Fair on all the people in the queue at the post office doing the return behind you.
Like, sorry guys, I've been here a while.
Have you ever been copied, either of you, by like other brands or anything like that?
You go first.
Go on.
Maybe. Most definitely. Yeah, it has happened to me a few times. Once on quite a personal level, and then a few others which are people I don't know, never met, and it's just one of those things. There is a community of tit potters, and I think what that does to the naked eye is make it seem like it's okay to start doing it yourself, whereas they don't understand that we've all come from different backgrounds, we've got different influences, our practices are different, and that's what makes us unique. Just because someone does something kind of similar to you doesn't mean that you have to have a rivalry. Like, I'm a big supporter of like community and thinking like, if I can support you, then you're going to support me. And actually, that's kind of the way the world works. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So actually keeping people on your side is a very important life lesson that I have learnt. Yeah, but there have been people that have just like straight up copied me. Oh. What about you?
That's dead nice, by the way. We say this all the time, like at this kind of like we do, though. It's nice to like help each other in that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's people that have copied. Like, I think it happens a lot with e-com style and like Instagram style, or with vintage it's mostly like photography, isn't it? Like, so that's the differentiating how you style it or whatever, is how it differs between brand to brand, because at the end of the day it's all old clothes, like but there was this one time, am I allowed to say this then?
Yeah. We
everyone get all the nods ready.
Oh,
bring the gossip.
So this February I like to shoot with like my gals, so we come up with these ideas, we get excited about it, we're like, oh my god, yes, pink and red, yes, up for it. So we were doing this shoot for what's it called, Valentine's Day, and had like this idea together, shot it in January, buzzing. Comes to February, put it out, and then about a week later copied us. So we got loads of DMs, like Emma got DMs, like I got it on mine and on DD, and the model got DMs saying,
really?
Yeah, saying, oh, this shoot looks like the shoot that you've just done, like, obviously. And because it's all in Manchester, there's such a small group of people that know each other, so it's really obvious. So I think Gabrielle that works for me commented on which is something that I don't really get involved in, but she commented on saying, you've copied, and they were just like, this isn't an original idea, they didn't come up with it, this is our idea or whatever. So there's just nothing you can do about it, is there? It is what it is.
It's really hard because there can be room for people to do similar things, like, but it just seems like a lot of coincidences happened on that shoot and your shoot, you know? And it's like, I find it really hard to like point the finger, especially with other indie brands, because I would never want to like make someone's or imply someone's done something when I know maybe I'm not 100% sure that they have done it.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
And it's important for you to support other independent businesses as well, isn't it? So for you, sometimes that tension is a bit unhealthy when it comes to that type of community. I mean, then again, in a perfect world, it would be great if we all did get along and support each other. But that's just not how it works, I'm sure. There's a lot of people who aren't out there for that, but it would be nice if it wasn't just...
I find it more frustrating when there's people like you, and then like everyone that I work with is really collaborative and up for collaborating and up for helping, like supporting other people, and then when that isn't reciprocated by other brands and they're just up for taking ideas, it's just really irritating because you just want everyone to do well at their thing, not do well at your thing. I think.
Yeah. What do you do to prevent being copied then? Like, to finish on a final note? Or can you prevent it? Do you just have to accept it?
Yeah,
I think it's part of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Just move on. Do something else. Do something better.
Yeah, use that angry energy to create something better.
Amazing. That's a really positive way to think about things as well.
It's not always the way. Sometimes I'll like kick the shit out of something and then I'm like, everything's fine.
You can have them moments.
Yeah. I think it's really important to be like, not insular about your negative feelings, but I think you should be selective, like who you choose to show that side of you to, especially when you run a brand, because as much as my rants, people find it funny, sometimes it borderlines like rude, and some people have picked up on that. But then it's just like, well, I am rude, so don't buy from me.
Well, thank you so much to both of you for coming on.
What an excellent note.
I know, what an excellent note to finish on. Emma is rude.
Don't buy from her.
I'm just Scottish, actually.
Yeah, that is true.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
So therefore, I'm gonna be 100 with you and tell you really what it
Shit
was.
just got real.